Hello, CraftyAndy here, and I wanted to talk about a time when I was offered a spot on a so-called documentary about furries, as if it's a fucking subculture or something. So I figure I'm on a roll with this whole Pottersville movie bit. I figured I'd tell you that story right now. So I was approached by this producer who was coming from the Asylum, not the same Asylum that made Sharknado. It was just called Asylum from MTV, and they wanted to do a documentary about furries. So quickly, I realized that the agenda wasn't about, well, what I do, not me being an artist, not me being a performer or a writer or any of that. No, it was all about whether or not my friends knew about what I did, my parents knew what I did, and I could see right through it right away that this is going to be about making drama out of nothing, essentially. What are they going to do? Sit down my parents and ask them questions like, do you know your son dresses up as a lemur and acts a fool for videos online? What do you think about this whole sexual aspect of it? About people having sex in it? Do you think your son does that? Do you know your son does that? Fucking nonsense. Do my parents sit me down and tell me their dirty laundry, like what they used to do when they were teenagers? No, I don't fucking need to know that, and I don't want to know that. I don't want to have that mental image in my mind, as dirty as my mind is. So I'm not gonna, in turn, expose my friends and family to things that they don't really need to know or probably don't want to know. That doesn't make any sense. So quickly, the conversation derailed. He basically asked me to find people who would be fitting that bill, who are a furry and their parents don't know about it, as if it's a fucking secret that needs to be kept. Like, hey, mom, dad, I draw animal people. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. It. You don't have to say what you draw them doing. If you draw erotica, why would it have to be an event where you have to sit down your folks and tell them this bullshit? It's not a fucking. It's not a religion. It's not a life. Well, it's more of just a matter of taste in your entertainment and what you enjoy doing. This guy plays Warhammer. This guy dresses up as an animal and entertains the crowd at a convention or at a park or at a barbecue or at his own home with friends, watching movies and drinking beer. That's the majority of what goes on, and that doesn't fit the bill of dramatic, real life entertainment. So that's the thing you have to keep in mind when it comes to any kind of offers you have when it comes to a TV show or a movie or interview. What is this going to be about? What is this going to turn into? Don't go into it thinking you're going to represent a whole bunch of group of people. No, you're there to represent yourself. And if you're not going to be representing yourself and they're going to make it into something else, then just don't fucking do it. I didn't fucking want to do it. I wasn't gonna fucking do that. That would just be me selling out for cash I don't really need to portray myself as something I'm not, a caricature of myself, of of G Willikers. Oh, look at this guy! Look what he does. And so coming back to this Powdersville movie. So in turn, if it comes to it, the question, would I be in this Powdersville movie, which supposedly features a fursuit sex orgy scene, would I partake in it? Well, considering I'd be playing Michael Ringtail, and that kind of fits his bill, that is something that I believe Michael Ringtail would be doing and enjoying, including myself, I guess I would take it. Yeah, I know it doesn't represent everybody, but it represents me. So yeah, and plus it's not even about it's not a documentary. It's not a true story. It's just me playing a character in a fucking movie. I can tell you, I would also in turn do the opposite type of role, where I'm a guy, CraftyAndy, who dresses up as a lemur to entertain the schoolyard children or a nursing home, and then at one point you see me get kicked in the nuts and later hit by a car and dragged 50 feet. I would fucking partake in that movie because that's fucking hilarious. I think the only thing I wouldn't partake in is if it was a movie where I had to play a stereotypical geek furry, like this is I'm Michael Ringtail, and I'm a lemur, and it's not a this furry thing. It's not about sex, though. I like the gif thing. Gif is sex. I'm stop making fun of me. And then that's something essentially I would not want to portray myself as, because first I have my name attached to it. If I'm under CraftyAndy, if I'm not playing, like, I don't know, Brian Slizlak, and Brian Slizlak's character is that he's a fucking weirdo geek who can't communicate well, that'd be something different. But I'm certainly not going to put my own character in that type of role. Like, I want to put Michael Ringtail in that type of role because that doesn't fit his bill in this case. That would be just the same as like putting the Terminator in a similar role of not a parody, but like he is the Terminator. He's acting as his character, but he's just being a fuck up. That wouldn't make any sense. So that doesn't make any sense to me if it comes to that. And that's about all I have to say. So till next time, CraftyAndy signing out. If you like this video, subscribe, and also Patreon if you really love me, because you wouldn't be supporting just videos like this. You'd be supporting every video I make and artwork I do. Artwork linked down below.